Amazing panel to follow on, but we will be excelling in that department. I want to, with this topic, we have so much to discuss. This expert panel really brings a great sort of rounded out diversity to this topic. And I would like to just kind of kick it off and bring it over to the panelists and have them introduce themselves, what they're doing. And let's start first with Dr. Moudhi Aljamea, Group VP of STC. Please.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me tonight with these excellent speakers, talking about this very important topic. Well, I am, as you mentioned, the STC VP, but most importantly, I am the Academy Dean, which is the Corporate Academy of STC Group. We are in charge of developing the whole organization, the whole group, on different level of topics, starting from fresh graduates until board members, developing them in different competencies and different knowledge aspects, I would say, and that's what we do at STC.
Excellent. Over to you, Dr. Yaser Al-Onaizan from ALLaM.
My name is Yaser Al-Onaizan. It's my great pleasure to be with the esteemed panelists and the moderator. It's great to be with you, great to be with the audience. As I said, my name is Yaser Al-Onaizan. Prior to my role now, I've been the CEO for the National Center for AI in the Kingdom. I have been in the AI field for quite some time, before AI was a thing. I survived the winter, so I'm hoping now the spring will be a better time for AI.
It's cool. It's a pre-AI view on AI. Love it. Now, let's go over to Alessandro Galvagni, CEO of Age of Learning. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Yes. Also excited and thrilled to be here. It's wonderful to be with all these great guests. I am, as you said, the CEO of Age of Learning. Age of Learning is a leader in the ed tech space. We make software for young children as young as 2 years old. We are well known for our flagship program, which is called ABC Mouse, and has been used by more than 50 million children worldwide. We also have programs for the classroom, my Math Academy, my Reading Academy, both adaptive AI driven programs. All of these have elements of gaming, and so it's gaming, it's somewhat gamification blended with education in a way that is very effective.
Alban Dechelotte, G2 Sports CEO. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alban. I'm here to represent G2 Esports. If you don't know what is esports, it's like a competition of video games. And if you don't know G2, we are considered as the Real Madrid of esports. We have 10 teams in 6 games. We have 40 million fans, and we are across the globe with different teams. But tonight, we play against Falcons, so I know it's a big game today.
You probably have it on. You're watching it like
I was watching it before, yeah.
Well, let's talk about gaming and let's talk about gamification in learning and developing human capabilities, the subject of this forum. I'd like to just hand it over to you, Dr. Moudhi. Would you talk about what you're doing and how this sort of approach sort of amplifies learning in what you're doing with STC Academy?
Absolutely. As I mentioned, the Academy from STC is the learning arm for STC Group. In 2024, we delivered more than 500,000 learning hours, and that's translates in more than 100,000 learning opportunity for our employees. As I mentioned, we are the digital enabler for Kingdom and Vision 2030. We have a diverse topics that we need to cover. We have a lot of employees that we need to develop, and we have an engagement that we need to increase. If we continue developing and delivering our learning solution the same traditional way, I don't think we will get the engagement that we wish for. Therefore, we've been switching to the gamification methodologies for the past couple of years, meaning using a lot of simulations. We have a lot of data sets that we can build on simulation that help our employees simulate real case scenarios in order to help them develop strategic thinking capabilities, decision making, and also understand the latest technology challenges that can bring them. Nevertheless, putting some stress that can make them operate under stressful situations. And that also can link to a lot of gaming skills that they do outside of their work and their job. So we do that in different topics. We have a leaders school and we have a professional school. Both of them, they work heavily on designing a program. And these programs always focused on, again, developing the most engaged learning solutions for our employees. Also, we use AI. AI is a very important tool that we have been activating in order to customize the learning for our employees. We have a set of competencies mapped to each job. And in order to get more customization, we need to build learning journeys based on these competencies. So we've been exploring this kind of methodologies and learning opportunities in order to get the most engaging experience for our employees. As you know, Saudi is a young generation, and just following the traditional way of learning, I don't think we're going to get to the level of capabilities and skills that we wish for as a company who is considered as a digital enabler. So we invest a lot in redesigning our programs, reimagining, and in very innovative way, how can we be an innovation center, not only a learning center.
Saudi Arabia is a young country. It's also a very connected country, 99% internet penetration, very interesting. Dr. Yaser, over to you. I know gaming and gamification is not specifically what you do. We did talk a lot about sports in advance of this. Take a stab at it.
So my interest in gaming is as a user rather than as a developer of games. I also happen to have 3 children, so most of my, let's say, extra budget goes into gaming. So. But I look at it from a technology perspective. I've been working on AI and developing AI models and solutions and so on. And more recently, we're working on large language models. We have been developing ALLaM, which is the Saudi version of building a language model that is able to understand the nuances of the language in Arabic and many dialects of Arabic as a first-class language rather than being supported as an additional language that gets supported. And I think the technology is very key to gamification in general, but it's also very important in keeping the engagement alive. Gamification is all about engagement. It's all about getting the other side excited about what they're doing with you. And you hope to achieve good objective through that exercise. And with the technology, you're able to understand how to make the other tick and being able to use that to your advantage. So I can speak in a manner that is engaging for a teenager. It's very different than with a professional, for example. Same thing with understanding how they speak, the language and the slang that they use. Having an AI model that understands all of that gives you the ultimate ability to personalize and customize. So you can actually build journeys for the individual rather than for a class of people. So that's the interest that I come in, is we are building these large language models that are being able to use as part of this journey to make the engagement model much more potent than what has been developed so far.
Yeah, gaming makes things fun. So if it's learning, you're learning and it's fun, right? And speaking of, Alessandro, I mean, this is your space, right? So speak to that point about gamification, the impact.
Yeah. So I think that's exactly right. So in the simplest form, children really love to play games. And so if you can blend education with gaming and then add technologies like AI to provide personalized paths, to provide each child with an experience that is unique and specific to their needs, then you can get very outstanding results. Like we're seeing with our classroom products, my Math Academy, my Reading Academy, that we're doubling the learning gains compared to traditional programs in very short periods of time. Again, the gamification is part of it, but it's actually gameplay that children really enjoy, and so it provides motivation, it provides engagement, it provides persistence, and we think that with this kind of a framework, not only are we teaching them the basics of math and reading, but we're actually teaching them a lot deeper capabilities around systems thinking, logical thinking, problem solving, really making them much sort of better prepared for a complex world.
Yeah, yeah. Alban, how about you? You're in the esports space, so gaming and gamification is key.
Yeah,
Tell us
I'm
about
not
it.
in education really. Our domain is more like winning trophies, building teams that perform at best, hopefully tonight. I think for us, what is key is that, contrary to traditional sports, it's super easy to scout the high potential players because everything is connected. So we go online, we see the ranking, top 5 players, we know them. We know their parents, we know where they play, we know where they're from. I mean, we selected the players from Bahrain 2 years ago. She was 16 years old. She immediately popped up, and we selected her just by the score she was doing. So easy to scout players. What is harder is to make them play as a team. They are connected, they are super full of skill and energy, but they don't know already how to communicate. They don't know how to become this unit that wins the games at a high level. So we put a lot of efforts with performance coach and some seminars, some boot camp where we just talk about other things than video games to enable them to acquire these soft skills.
So gone are the days of flying to Brazil to find a football player in a small village. It just pops up, comes to you, it's data-driven, right?
It's much easier for us. It's very data-driven. We know which player has the skill to perform. We don't know if they have the potential to become a team.
Yeah. I want to talk about AI. I mean, that's sort of the elephant in the room. It's elephant around the world, right? I mean, it's transforming the way we work and the way we learn. Talk about what AI means in your business, how you're leveraging it, and where you think it's going in the next few years in terms of your utilization of AI. And I'll kick it to you, Dr. Moudhi.
Well, it's very important. AI is stepping into every field, and it's not only related to certain fields in technology. AI is in HR, AI is in marketing, AI is in every function in the organization. So understanding how can you leverage AI in your day-to-day activities and get to more sophisticated tasks to do is very important. People, I think they're getting frustrated understanding that AI might take their jobs, do what they should do in AI instead of their as employees. But what we do is we tell them the power of AI, how AI can help you to do your job better, elevate the skills that you have. For example, developing a full marketing campaign using AI. This is something that is very interesting for our marketing people to learn how this powerful tool can help you to do more quality, targeted, customized solution that you can deliver for your customer. So AI is helping us in every field. And again, as I mentioned, it can help us to develop a customized learning in every field. For example, if I want to develop a learning journey for an employee in that specific job with that specific competencies, all what I need is just add it to my AI engine with all my learning solutions over there, and it will pick up from different libraries and build the journey according to what I need as an employee. And that will increase the engagement. And that was a problem that we have previously, is to get people or employees engaged until the end of the learning journey. As we mentioned backstage, we have a lot of mandatory courses, for example, that some people think it's boring. How can we make it more interesting for them using a customized learning and customized journey for them? So AI is very powerful, and we need to think as it as an ally rather than as an enemy. And I think a lot of amazing things can happen just from utilizing this tool.
Absolutely. Dr. Yaser, that's good news for you, right? So,
absolutely.
Please, yeah.
Work for us and more customers. And more seriously, I think that if you are a developer of the technology and not using it, you really don't have the right appreciation of what is being developed. You have to always look at it from the user side. It's not about the technology. Many technologists unfortunately fall into the trap of falling in love with the technology rather than what the technology can do for the individual or the entity. And I think it's what is critical about AI is, again, as many others have said in the previous panel and in this panel as well, it is not about replacing humans. We are not here to replace humans. We are here to bring in the right tools to augment what humans can do. And I think that what the technology, the evolvement of the technology recently can do wonders in many different fields. And it has been focused in the past on repetitive tasks. Now even high skill things are being augmented and facilitated through AI. And I think that you can think of it as a far more intelligent search engine that will be able to answer questions. And the next step, what the leap that we're taking now, is on the action side as well. It's not no longer giving you answers, it's actually doing things on your behalf as well. And I think that's really where it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's great, but this panel is still moderated by a human, so, you know, upskilling, right? So
for now, at least.
for now, yeah.
Yeah,
You next year, maybe? Yeah. Alessandro, we were talking about how you're using AI really in a lot of your tech stack, and I'd like for you to sort of expand on that and talk about how you're using AI to make your products better and more accessible.
Yeah, so we were actually one of the first companies to roll out ChatGPT across the enterprise at Age of Learning, and this was before they actually had an enterprise version. And we've been very aggressive in adopting it for the company and to improve our productivity. And it's had its very profound effect across departments. We've also dedicated teams of engineers to making sure that departments like HR or marketing can leverage the technology. You know, one of the examples, this just happened literally a few weeks ago, is that we were able to pull together our tools with different AI agents to actually start solving some problems that were impossible to solve by a machine just up until months ago. So we're fixing bugs entirely. So this is software engineering work that is being entirely done by AI agents. So that's moving very quickly. On the product side, you know, we are being quite prudent because they're not foolproof, these large language models. And we really use it in a couple different places. I think, you know, one is where humans can double check the work, and so translations, voiceovers, and then another where some error is acceptable, right? So places like, you know, the adaptive engine that makes sure that children are moving to the right activity, but only really chooses among a set of pretty good options. So even a mistake is acceptable, and it's quickly self-correcting. But it does play an important role in all our products as well.
Alban, you have this is going to be a two-part question for you because you're in esports, and so, you know, AI can help with what you do, and we want to hear about that. But also, you know, AI might be or could be a threat in esports because it could facilitate cheating, or, you know, you could be playing against a bot, right? Talk about AI in your business.
I was going to say, I'm going to first tell you where we don't use AI. You know, on stage, if you go to a competition of esports, first thing that the organizers are doing is they're scanning all players, so that they don't go on stage with like a USB stick or anything that they could use to trigger the software of the game. So on stage, it's just human, keyboard, mouse, the game. Level playing field, everyone play with the same attributes. What is interesting is how we use it in preparation for the competition. We have a lot of investment right now in terms of like analyzing the competition, watching every information we have from them, every video, to understand the patterns and learn faster than the others how we can counter them. And similarly, combining all the changes of the game that are happening every 2 weeks to create new strategies, new combination of champions that will give us an edge for the next game.
Well, this has never happened to me as a moderator, but we are just out of time, and we're just finishing just before the time has run out. So if everybody would please give a round of applause to the panelists here. Thank you guys so much. Really well done. Thank you.